Most people believe motivation is the secret to success. They wait for that spark, that perfect mood, that perfect morning, when everything finally feels right to begin. But here's the truth. Motivation is a lie. It's the sugar rush of self-improvement, sweet for a moment, but gone in an instant. If you depend on motivation, you'll never last. Because the moment life punches you in the face, when things get painful, boring, or uncomfortable, motivation dies. And that's the moment when discipline steps in. When emotions fade, discipline becomes your engine. It's not about how you feel, it's about what you do anyway. Motivation is emotion. It's that song that fires you up in the gym, that video that makes you feel invincible for about 10 minutes. But what happens when the music stops? When the lights go out? When you wake up tired, sore, and broken? That's when reality whispers. Motivation was never real fuel. It was a spark, not a fire. Real warriors, real winners, they don't wait for sparks. They build their own fire every single day. They show up when they don't feel like it. They push forward when every part of them wants to quit. That's not hype, that's discipline. Doing what needs to be done, even when your emotions beg you not to. Think about it. You watch a video, get inspired, make a plan, and for a few days you're unstoppable. Then the spark fades. You miss one workout, one task, one promise to yourself, and suddenly you say, "I'll start again on Monday." That is the trap, the motivation cycle. Hype, effort, burnout, guilt, repeat. But discipline doesn't play that game. Discipline doesn't wait for Monday. Discipline doesn't need to feel ready. Discipline just needs one thing: for you to show up. Every single day. That's how soldiers are forged. That's how athletes rise. That's how the greatest minds in history built legacies. Not through emotion, but through repetition. Most people think discipline is a prison. They see it as restriction, punishment, suffering. But the truth is, discipline is freedom. When you're disciplined, you're no longer ruled by your emotions. You don't wait to feel like it, you just do it. Discipline frees you from laziness. It frees you from excuses. It frees you from the weaker version of yourself. When you master discipline, you stop being a slave to your moods. You become a weapon, sharp, focused, unstoppable. Discipline doesn't limit you. It liberates you to become everything you were meant to be. This part might sting, but you need to hear it. No one cares how you feel. The world doesn't pause because you're tired, stressed, or broken. The world keeps moving, with or without you. And if you stop, you get left behind. That's why discipline matters. Because success isn't built on emotion. It's built on action. Winners don't complain about motivation. They build systems. They wake up at 5 a.m., not because it's fun, but because they said they would. They train when they're tired. They show up when it hurts, because they're chasing greatness, not comfort. Discipline begins in the mind. It's that quiet battle between two voices. One whispering, "Get up!" and the other murmuring, "Stay in bed." Every single day you decide which one wins. You build discipline by silencing the voice of weakness. Again and again and again. Each time you ignore that lazy whisper, you grow stronger. It's not about talent. It's not about motivation. It's about mastering your inner dialogue. Because the mind gives up long before the body ever does. And if you can control your mind, you can control your life. When you're disciplined, you stop fearing hard work. You start to crave it. You begin to respect the grind. You start to love the pain because you know it's shaping you into someone unstoppable. Every rep, every mile, every early morning, it all becomes part of your identity. You stop saying, "I want to be motivated," and you start declaring, "I am consistent." Because discipline builds character, discipline builds confidence, and discipline builds results. The kind of results that motivation could never give you. This is where real strength is born. Not in feelings, not in hype, but in quiet, relentless consistency. the daily choice to rise no matter what. Motivation is a wave. Discipline is the ocean. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going when the feeling dies. Motivation fades with emotion. Discipline grows through repetition. Motivation is for the moment. Discipline is for life. So ask yourself, do you want to be the kind of person who only moves when it's easy, or the one who keeps moving, even when it hurts? Because that answer defines your destiny. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start building discipline, because once you become disciplined, you become unstoppable. Remember this: motivation starts the engine, but discipline drives the car all the way to greatness.